Welcome, everybody, to the Rye Town Council meeting of December 12th, 2024. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please remain standing. Heavenly Father, bless this assemblage. Grant us the wisdom to make every decision fair-minded and the best interests for all its residents. Amen.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Pamela Jaffe.
Finally here.
Councilperson Thomas Nardi.
Here.
Councilperson Jill Axelrod.
Here.
Councilperson Randy Sellier.
Here.
And Supervisor Gary Zuckerman.
Here. Adoption of minutes of November 21. If there are no changes or corrections, please make a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have the continued public hearing on the 2025 preliminary budget. Would anybody from the public like to speak to the budget? Mr. Busen?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I did send a note to the town board with my thoughts, which I was disappointed was never responded to with even as little as a thank you for the input. That being said, since the community in general doesn't have the opportunity to read that note, I was struck by one particular issue within the budget. The use of funds, reserve funds, I'm not a big fan of for operating expenses. It's not a good look because once you do it once, it may wind up getting you to use that as a backup for future years. That being said, having seen the numbers as reported in the Westmore News, because I've read the online budget and I did not see anywhere, and that may be my own shortcomings, what the unassigned fund balance was. But as per the Westmore News, the unassigned reserve fund is close to 60% of 1 year's budget. I pointed out to the town board that currently the Village of Portchester, with a significantly larger budget, has a 31% unassigned balance. The Village of Rye Brook is 22%. The City of Rye is at 10%. While school boards, which I'm more familiar with, are constrained by state law to 4%.
Do any of those entities guarantee the tax payments to other municipalities?
Fair question, fair point.
Thank you.
And the answer is no. And I get that.
I was going to raise that too.
I know, and that sounds good, except for the fact that when you run a 60% amount, that to me seems to be excessive, and it seems like it's a very good place in this particular budget to use some of those funds to reduce the tax break. But 60%, even if, as Councilperson Sellier says, there is a guarantee that you have, and there are obviously situations that do come up, 60% just seems out of whack. I know you're using $625,000, again, as reported in the Westmore News, which will leave you in the neighborhood of 50 to 52 or 53%. There's also, to that point about the guarantee, there's no guarantee that next year you might not have a surplus, which will only tend to increase that dollar amount. It may not happen, but we don't know. Usually history is a very good teacher in those situations. My point is, I would suggest that rather than running these large fund balances, that the taxpayers who it's their money, be rewarded maybe to an even larger extent in a situation like this to bring down the tax levy for this particular year. I thank you for your time. I thank you for those
Thank you.
of you.
Rick, I don't mean to engage in a conversation. It is a public hearing, and you've stated your position. And Randy set forth what I was going to mention. No other entity, neither the schools, nor the villages, nor even the city of Rye, guarantees any taxes. Our guarantee, if you will, our make-whole obligation between the school districts, the villages, and the county is nearly $250 million. And that necessitates us to maintain a larger fund balance than the other entities would. We, the median tax in the yearly tax in the town of Rye is somewhere in the $300 range. Dave has those figures. And for us to use more of our fund balance would really have a very minor impact on the residents' tax bill. I'm guessing that if we took another $100,000 in, out of our balance, we'd probably save the median resident about $6. So I don't think we're talking about big numbers, and to us, it's not worth those kind of numbers to risk having to go to bond to make whole the school district. As you were aware, the entities, the Portchester School District, the Blind Brook School District, have huge tax rates. I wouldn't say rates, a huge budget compared to us. And we have to be aware that at some point we may have to do something to honor that tax warrant, and we need the funds to do it. For the general public who are watching this, what this means is that the school district, the village, the county send us what is called a tax warrant. They say to the town of Rye, you pay this. We have to have the money to pay it. And thus far in my term here, we've never had to go to bond to do it. And we feel that it is an appropriate fund balance. In fact, to your point, we have in fact taken a larger part of the fund balance this year than we did. What was last year's, 300 and something, David?
Yeah, 325.
Right, so we took over 600 this year, so we've doubled. We've nearly doubled. Because we do honor the fact that we shouldn't have too much of a fund balance, but that's what we're up here to make decisions about. So, but thank you, and I apologize if you aren't answered. If you hadn't been here, it was my intention to state publicly that you had written a letter raising these issues.
I appreciate that. My printer appreciates that. But I do believe, and this is not for me, but in general, any letter that comes to any board should be responded to, and a thank you would have been plenty.
I agree.
And I think that's important.
No problem.
I think that's important. If I might, I'd like to put on another hat. It's probably too late for this budget because I know you'll probably be voting on it today. My new hat is one of the directors of the Portchester Rye-Brook EMS. We are trying, as we do every year. We do fundraising this time of year. Anybody on TV, you may not have ever had to deal with EMS, but if you talk to anybody who has in these communities, they will tell you it's a sensational, and I am honored that they chose me to be on their board. This is a really good time to show your appreciation for these hardworking people. They are not essential services in the state of New York. Shelley Mayer is trying to work on it to get it to become an essential service, but Their services are second to none in the area, so I've been making the rounds. I was fortunate enough to push our soon-to-be congressman, soon-to-be ex-county executive, to get monies from Westchester County to go to help support it. Hopefully, in the future, the town of Rye will consider doing it, but for those at home watching on TV, all 5 of you, it would be a very nice thing to do to honor that particular organization, because they do great work. Thank you for the opportunity.
Let me continue on that line, Rick. We are aware of the work of the ambulance corps, and you are absolutely correct. There is a bill pending in the state legislature, was pending last year, which passed the state senate but did not pass the assembly, mandating that EMS services be deemed essential under the law, which carries with it certain connotations. I am on the resolutions committee of the Association of Towns, which met a couple of weeks ago, and we're supporting a resolution by the Association of Towns supporting the inclusion of EMS as an essential service. So we are with the EMS on this, and I know that the village of Rybrook is as well, and I believe also the village of Portchester.
Great, thank you. Happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, any comments from the board? You don't have to. If not, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I make the motion.
I'll second it.
Let's take a roll call on this, since it's an important item.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. And now, a resolution to adopt the 2025 budget. May I have a motion and a second, please? Are there any comments from the council? If not, may we have a vote? No, this is on the resolution.
We closed the public hearing.
We closed the public hearing. Please call the roll.
Okay. Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes, the 2025 budget has been adopted. Now, are there any comments from the public on non-agenda items? Anybody on Facebook?
Nope.
I think you're right, Mr. Buzen. I think there are very few.
I see it all the time. They need to come to the meetings.
Say that into the microphone.
I wish people would come to the meetings. I say it more than I can remember how many times I say it. You need to come. Mr. Buzen showed up, so everybody else would be able to show up.
My grandson's birthday. Happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday to your grandson.
Now I gotta go eat cake.
Take care.
Okay. Next item is a resolution appointing Jane Lippman to the Office of Town Justice. By way of background, and this is set forth in the resolution, most of our residents are aware that Town Justice Anthony Provenzano resigned his office because of a position that he took with the Village of Portchester Housing Authority that would have created a conflict. So he has vacated the office of Town Justice. The town administrator sent out a notice requesting applications for the position of Town Justice. 5 applications were received. This board interviewed those applicants, and all actually were qualified. And the board has chosen Jane Lippman of Portchester to be appointed to the position of Town Justice. There is no such thing in the law as interim, So she is in fact a full justice. She will be serving a term until December 31st of 2024. 25, okay. I need another cup of coffee. Until December 31st, 2025. And she will be up for election along with all of the other justices and the clerk and the receiver and 2 council people next November of 2025. So with that, are there any comments regarding this resolution?
I just want to thank everyone who came to be interviewed. We had a wonderful spate, a wonderful roster of 5 candidates, and very excited to work with Jane. But it's great to see so much civic and civil commitment.
Thank you.
I would agree. I do want to thank everybody who, came to interview, all terrific candidates. We would have been happy to have any of them. And really, again, the idea that people really emphasized wanting to serve the community, be a part of the community. And I look forward to working with Jane. And I think we're all very lucky to have her come on board. So,
Thank you. We didn't do a motion in a second, please.
So moved?
I'll second.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. I just want to say that the resolution provides that the new justice take office immediately. And I've already spoken with our administrative judge. And she will be onboarded appropriately as early as Monday. So with that, thank you, Jane. Congratulations. And I think you will find it very rewarding. Next resolution is to increase fees charged for returned checks payable to the town of Rye from $35 to $40, effective January 1st, 2025. We have been advised by our bank that return check fees will be increasing, and therefore, this has prompted this resolution to increase the fee on a return check for all payments that are made to the town from $35 to $40. May I have a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any comment? Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? And Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Our next resolution is authorizing the retention of CGR, a professional consulting firm, to create and present to the board a needs assessment and existing conditions report for the Rye Town Justice Court. The background of this is that when Portchester dissolved its court and the town of Rye succeeded to the court and all of the cases that came before it, we had to do some renovation. Part of the problem was that we did not succeed to all of the facilities of the village court. I believe the whole entire ticket area was taken over by the police department, and we have encountered some difficulties, and our administrative judge has pointed out some of those to us that makes the court facilities inefficient and in some cases dangerous. CGR is the firm that conducted the study for the village of Portchester that led to the dissolution of their village court, basically for monetary reasons. But they also pointed out in their report that whoever ran the court in the future, whether the village or the town, was facing a court that needed upgrade in facilities, that the facilities were not in good condition. And so we're kind of piggybacking on that and essentially having CGR come back and analyze the court situation. They will be doing that. We have a scope of work. They'll be working with our justices, our court staff, our town administrator, our architect who designed the upgrade in the facilities when we took the court over, to see what may be necessary, with the view that there is a possibility that we will be needing to move the court into a different facility. So that is what this resolution is about, to get an independent party to take a look at a situation that basically some of us feel needs attention and improvement. May I have a motion and a second, and then we'll take comments?
So moved.
Second.
Do any of the members of the council wish to comment on this? If not, please call the roll.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. We have two tax cert cases. Is Jeff on by any chance?
Yes, he's there.
Hello, Jeff. You want to bring him
Hi,
up?
I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me?
No.
Ken, do you have your video on or you're on your phone?
No, I'm in a car, so I can't really turn on the video.
Hold on
I'm
a
in a
second.
darkened car. Can you hear me?
That's a little bit better. How about, yeah, better. Yes.
The first one, I believe, is 24 King Street property.
That is correct. By the way, Jeff is on Zoom because he's having fun in Florida, but still found time to attend our meeting. And our assessor, who also would do this, Charlie, has been ill for the last week. Go ahead, Jeff.
My love for the town knows no bounds. Okay, so 24 King Street property is the first settlement. It's a small owner-occupied office, light industrial building. This is one of Dan's cases. He's settled it recently. He's communicated with the village of Portchester as well as the school district. The refunds that Portchester is going to need to satisfy total about $9,600, and the school district about $22,000.
Any questions from the board? If not, may I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Seconded.
Hope, please call the roll.
And
We'll
yeah.
let's do this one first, Jeff. Call
Sure.
the roll, please.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer?
Yes.
Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. And the next one is what we call WULU, 112 Midland Avenue.
Yeah, the next one is like an industrial / office building, kind of a flex building, over on Midland. The settlement, as it relates to the village, totals approximately $26,000, and the school district approximately $57,000. And this has been a very long-running tax cert locus. This building has been on and off the calendar over the last 10 years, I guess, 8 years. And so we're thankful this is now coming to a conclusion, at least for the moment.
Yeah, and it's satisfactory when, with all of the years and the value of this, this building, and I think an adjacent one, they were on the tax cert list when I became the supervisor in 2016. It was already 3 or 4 years at that time. So some cases have been settled, they've been coming back on, and hopefully this will end it for a little while. Comments from the council? If not, motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Please call the roll.
Yeah, I just want to, let me just say before the roll is taken to Dan, we've had for years withdrawn as part of the settlement for Woodward.
Yeah, that's always good. Thanks, Jeff. And thank you, Dan, for all the hard work you did on this. Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Jaffe?
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi?
Yes.
Councilperson Axelrod?
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer? Supervisor Zuckerman?
Yes. Now, did I miss any of these resolutions? Because we've been here for half an hour, we've done a lot of business already.
You're doing good.
Okay. Reports. Debbie, you have a communications update. I know you and the staff are very excited about this.
Well, it's very nice when you can see progress, and I'm looking forward to bringing the council up to date. As you all know, when we began this fiscal year, it was with the directive from the council that we take a look at our communications program and raise our game. And in February, I believe, could have been April, I presented a program to you. Here's how we've defined it. And so now I'm returning to you to let you know where we are on that. So if you recall, at the time, I presented an underlining message structure that was going to weave its way through all of the town communications, and that was to expand the communications reach to residents, to spotlight town services and highlight the value we bring to the community, and to answer the question, did you know this about the town of Rye, or that? And given that strategic objective, we outlined about 6 major action areas. The first was to restore what we discovered were no longer live broadcasts of the town council and park commission meetings. So number 1, restore live broadcasts and cable channel scheduling. Rybrook and Mamaroneck cable stations are again live broadcasting town and Rytown Park meetings. Portchester has a conflicting programs, and so we upload our program to their portal, and we are informed by Portchester that they're broadcasting twice a week. Number 2, facilitate citizen participation and make it much easier for residents to attend and participate virtually. Sorry, Tommy. Any way we can get those ears, we're gonna get them. So we obtained a specific Zoom URL, which is now used for all of our meetings. So somebody who has Zoomed in once, that's all they need. And that goes into all of our public notices now. We have a link to the Zoom on our homepage. So you don't need to use the URL. You could just go to our homepage on our website and click on it, and there you are. Viewers can continue to watch on the town's YouTube channel, on Facebook feed, on Twitch, on Twitter, and X, as was the case before.
Can I ask one question real quick?
Sure.
With the Zoom, they don't need to have a password or anything anymore. They just hit the link and it's right there, right?
That's it,
Okay.
yes. Okay, why is this not going forward? Screen is not changing, right? No, there, okay. Increase website transparency and user friendliness. So the labels for the town budget and meetings archive are now in a quick links box on our website homepage. Links for viewing the council meetings, as I just said on the previous slide, are on the homepage. Icons for our social media channels are posted on the homepage and also on the Contact Us pages. And this is a screenshot And as you can see, we have watch meetings live buttons, several of them. People can choose which way they would like to watch it live, and also a hot link for previous meetings, which is also circled here in the low end circle. In addition to that, number 4 was to enhance the town's ability to push notifications out to the community in case they were not looking for us. And we introduced in April Text My Gov. Since then, we have sent 458,345 texts to residents and subscribers on various topics of town news, announcements, special events coming up, all varieties of messages from pretty much each department. And this is what the images look like, and we have special sign-ups in Spanish for people who want information about Crawford Park, for people who want information about Wright Town Park. We also have a Text My Gov category just for staff. So when we have weather emergencies, for example, this will be a way that we can get emergency information out to staff.
Debbie, how many separate numbers do we have? I know you have 458,000 texts, but how many?
How many separate phone numbers?
Yeah.
I don't remember that number, and I don't know if Ruby does. But we can.
It'd be nice to know. We have
happy to.
Probably 50,000 numbers in the town of Rye
It's a lot.
because we have almost that many people and everybody's got a cell phone.
Well, that's true, but we didn't get 50,000 numbers. When we started our subscription, it came with phone numbers that we purchased a list from the post office. It wasn't 50,000.
Yeah, I think
but it was a lot.
I think this is a great service. I personally, even though I hope I know what's going on, to get reminders of things that are coming up on a text is very convenient. And I think, I would hope that everybody would have it. It's not so many, like during the political season when each of us probably got, 20 or 30 send me money notices. I mean, it's not like that. We don't do that. But essential things are, it's good to have and keep up to date. So.
One thing is I find very instructive, and that is, when we sent out the first few, right, we got a whole bunch of unsubscribes pretty quickly. We haven't had very many at all. In fact, I can't recall an unsubscribe in many months. So I think the people who are getting these messages, they want them. And also we've had a lot of people subscribing when we went to Rybrook Day, when we went to Portchester Day. We are the Hispanic Community Day that was organized. We had a lot of people subscribing right then and there when they learned about the program.
I think it would be also good to have it. Where is it on our website? Is it on the front page of the website?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's where it should be.
So also enhancing our ability to push notifications out to the community, we've introduced a quarterly e-newsletter. So the town has about 1,200 contacts on our list. The average click rate is 7.25%, 7.25%. And we're working on magnifying the town's email distribution and increasing awareness all the time.
What is the click rate? I'm not familiar with, what is the click rate? What is that translate to?
We send out the newsletter to 1,200 subscribers. If they click on it to open it and to read it, and actually, this is what it looks like. You all received them, but and Ruby, did you say we have a live link? Click it.
We'll find out.
Click it. There you are. There you are. What do you know? So here was our Halloween is coming up newsletter. And we scroll down, here are the other activities coming up, our Crawford-sponsored programs, soccer, yoga, chess, arts, Town Arts, our Fiddleheads cooking class, and then here's a promotion for our how easy it is for we've made it for people to pay their taxes online at the portal. And then we were announcing that the new assessment roll was posted and upcoming events by list, and featuring Town of Rye in the news. So here's what we wanted people to know about Town of Rye, and enhancing what had already been published. And inviting people to sign up for TextMyGov. So number 5, we've also started to develop a new Town of Rye website, which will come with a new town app. And with that, I'm going to hand the podium over to Ruby, who nearly escaped.
It's frozen, so I wanted to make
Oh,
sure
no.
that everyone could see the right graphic. So give me a second.
There seems to be a freeze between what's on the screen and what's appearing on the monitors.
Can you see the screens okay from where you are? I mean, I have no problem with this. Can you see the screens okay?
The screen I can see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You're fine, because
Yes.
I'm kind of still in the website.
I feel like I'm on the computer with that clock going around and around and around and around.
Buffering.
I'm waiting for them to.
Buffering, yeah, buffering, buffering. Wait, we'll be with you in a little while. Don't go away now.
TV.
You do that? Randy has a very good voice.
But it didn't work.
Remember,
That's right, buffering.
It's not buffering, so what's it doing?
they both, assume they're both live.
Has anyone ever said when it's not buffering, you need a buffering? In the history of the human race, anyone
I
has
mean,
ever
maybe a
said that?
great punster would come up with something.
Do they make
like that.
buffering
I can't
anymore?
Imagine the level of intellect.
Do they make buffering anymore? I haven't seen it.
It's been replaced by Addict or something.
Well, no, buffering was just a brand of aspirin.
Aspirin.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you can still get aspirin.
No, this has nothing to do with buffering.
Well,
Spinning wheel
that's
is
the only
that?
computer with. Gee, so if I click raise 7%, what's good? She was saying something.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Okay, we got it up, if everyone's ready. So our office office, we've been working with Revise, which is the name of the firm that we had chosen for the website redesign in however many months ago that was. And it's a structured process, so their employees are taking us through moving all of our links over, and then also designing the aesthetic part of it, which is, we have like a beta version here, so none of these links, see it just says header, you know, and it obviously will fill out with what we've chosen. You know, we'll have all of our departments here with all their links, but this is just to show everyone sort of the design that we worked up so far, and let us know if you have any comments.
Menu
Yes.
on the right?
So on the right here, we have all of our links. So the first section is the quick links, which, let me close this out. Like our website now, there's a bunch of just important things that we think people would come to the website for, and want to see sort of right when they get there. So employment, paying taxes, FOIL assessment, and then when you scroll over them, they get colorful. And then next is the news. So we have, you know, the things that we post for our events will show up here with little photos, and then you can click into it and read, you know, the full length story. And then we have our meeting page, which like now it'll take you directly to how you can watch it. And then we'll have the council meeting here and the park commission meeting here, so then you can click in and see agendas and those kind of things as well.
Are they actually going to be in Latin? Just a quick.
Good news, we have a website. Bad news, only ancient Romans.
This is just filler for now.
I took 4 years of Latin, and I don't recognize that at all.
You work in marketing, you see those terms a lot. It just means copy to come.
Oh, is that true?
I mean, it's just basic Latin filler, but yes, it means that you haven't flowed in the approved copy yet.
Okay.
And then the
Live and
events
learn.
too.
Yeah, I love it.
This is also not filled in yet. There's some interesting type, but we'll have anything upcoming meetings. We have a separate tab for meetings actually, and any of our events go up here on the calendar, and same thing, you can expand for the full calendar. And then we have a rental section that'll take you right to, you know, renting the various Crawford options, and same thing with Rhinetown Park. And then this is the video that we had made, I think last year, so that'll also live on the same page. And then when you click into the pages, this is just a little preview, of what that'll look like too. So, if there's any questions.
Looks great.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. You know what I'd like to see? I don't know if we're, you know how when you go on the website, you have a picture? We should have the picture of the various things in the town sort of scrolling across that are on the main page. So you know, so you can hit it right away, even if you're looking for, even though it is on the main page, that you could see like showing the tower building in Rhinetown Park, and you know, oh yeah, I want Rhinetown Park, and you know, things would just keep maybe five or six things sort of scrolling across, so people can hit it right away. The other question is, will the app mimic the website? How close will that be?
So we haven't developed our app yet, because I believe that comes later in the process, but we have some examples of, these are apps created by the same developer for different villages. So I think the app is a little bit more simple, but you can just click on, I think these are gonna be our same quick links. You can get a calendar pretty easily. There's another one, let's see. There can be you can get the calendar of all the town events. You can also pull up just this regular website on your phone in Safari or Google or however you search. But we don't have our app yet, but this was made by the same people, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to, did we call the people that did Pelham? Are they,
What do you mean, did we call the people?
I mean, to do the app, the app work? I know Randy was from Pelham, but Pelham Manor. when Debbie and I were at the Association of Towns last year, the people from Pelham had or at one of the events, had an app that really was good. I actually downloaded their app on my phone because I thought it was so good, as an example. I mean,
The path that we've chosen is to choose the web developer, and then the website comes along with a phone app. So it was the 2-for-1 option that we looked for in our RFP, and on that basis, all of the companies that applied met those conditions.
because, for example, just the list here, so, apply for a parking permit, pay a parking ticket, their village calendar. I thought, we could look at it when they get our app developed to make sure we have a lot of the same stuff, so that anybody with a phone can just get any information you want without having to sit down at a computer and find a website. I'm just saying. I'm not the developer.
Just a quick branding question. We've migrated our email, so we're all, thank you, Ruby, at rytownnewyork.gov. What is our website URL going to be? Are we going to keep it the same so that?
Yes,
And
it already is.
It already is rytownnewyork.gov?
Yes.
And you'll have the other old link, basically just hot linking over, correct?
Yes,
Thank you.
correct.
Is that it? Questions, guys?
Just want to say it's been a heavy lift. I started, I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago at this point, and it's just a world of change. And really, when I said we probably are the most progressive town now, communications-wise, in the county, and it's been a lot of work. It looks really great. I mean, we've gone from 0 to 1,200 email addresses. That's a big deal in a year and a half time. It's really impressive. So thank you to your committee, and thank you to you too.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Debbie.
My pleasure.
Much appreciated.
So
I think this is great.
Thank you for your feedback. It's very much appreciated. We are on track to go live in the first quarter of 2025.
It's coming right up.
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, Crawford Park. We'll combine this, you can tag team. Crawford Park report and our Parks and Facilities Director report.
Later on, refresh, because I uploaded,
Do you want to scroll?
Sure. Things
All right, wait,
you'll have.
So for this,
I showed you.
so these are the numbers of the gross and waived events for this year and last year, which, we are a little under from last year, but we've had more waived events here at Crawford, both in the mansion and in the pavilion. Thank you. As for events, we have had more events this year than last year. And this is the breakdown of events we have had as regular events, events that have been done by schools, how many events as of this year we've had for public events, and then the sponsored programs that we have had here at Crawford throughout the year. And last weekend, we had our holiday lights, which was very eventful. There were a lot of people.
The event was eventful.
Yes, very eventful. And this is the map of where certain things were within the pavilion, the mansion, on the grass. And we had, in the kitchen, we had
Candy,
Kara.
hold on one second. I just wanted to comment, you kind of passed over it. The holiday lights, I thought that you presented the, you know, the poster, if you will, both in English and in Spanish. I thought that was wonderful, that a beautiful poster was done in Spanish as well as English. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That is now one of the things that we're trying to do for absolutely every event, that everything is going out in bilingual. In each language, actually.
What is the QR code linked to?
The town website with more information about the event.
And these are some of the photos from the event. The pavilion had vendors selling their products. We had, in the mansion, we had Mrs. Tannenbaum. In the kitchen, she had baked cookies, and the parents and the children were decorating the cookies. And in the Great Hall, we had Mrs. Claus and Santa. And then we also had upstairs activities. The bridal room, or the lounge, had story time. And then in activity room 1 and 2, we had where kids could decorate like masks. And they had also jars.
Hot cocoa jars.
Hot cocoa jars that they could decorate as well from the Carver Center.
We've developed a wonderful partnership with the Carver Center, so that their entire youth program participants were all here as elves, helping with the games, helping with the crafts. There were 2 Carver Center teenagers in the kitchen with Kara Tannenbaum. She was blown away with how capable they were. It was a wonderful joining of missions that I'm very optimistic we can go forward and continue to partner with them.
Great. I think that's wonderful.
And our last photo is of the staff. Yeah, so this is my report. Any questions?
No, you guys did a fantastic job. You know, Vic and your crew, you, John Zicka for helping with the lights, everybody. It ran very smoothly with the parking. It was nice and easy to park. It was a really nice event, really nice. And it really expanded this year, which is good, because that's what the park is for. It's for the people. And in this park, we do everything we can for the people to use it. Now, I just wish they'd come to the meetings.
Well,
I'd like to take a moment
let
to
me-
thank
can I-
the
can I-
staff. Oh, sure.
I'm going to jump your thunder, because I wanted to thank the staff, especially Vic, all of your people, Candy, all of the attendants, everybody who showed up. I mean, you can tell from the picture how many people we had. Vic estimates we had over 2,000 attendees. Everything went so smoothly. It was the best event we've had. Every year we have an event, whether it's Holiday Lights or Trunk or Treat, and it gets better and better and better, smoother and smoother. And that's due to the dedication of the people who work for the town in every single capacity. It's just wonderful to see. This was a absolutely fabulous, fabulous event. The high point, of course, was Santa and Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus and all of the elves. I think that it was an absolutely fantastic event. And I know that they're already planning for next year, so.
Well, one of the things
Thank
that I
you.
was going to say is that, you know, the bottom of the iceberg is that we start meeting in the summer. And we start meeting monthly. And then the closer to the event we get, they're bi-weekly and then weekly, and every piece of the organization is planned. There's a member of the team who not only knows what the task is, but who's doing it and by when.
That's great. And just every part of the park was used. From the front lawn, or I guess we call it the Great Lawn, to the back. The ball field was used for parking, and Vic confirmed the grass was not destroyed, although we have to wait for the spring to see if any sprinkler heads were broken. And every part of the park, the pavilion was packed with our vendors, who all served some wonderful things, and I hope that they were successful in bringing that to us. So it was a great event all around. It was fabulous.
Even the food trucks, it was good to have the food trucks of different things, you know, had a nice variety of different eats to have. It was really cool.
Great. Anyway, Candy, thank you so much.
Hi. I, for one, am glad it's over. It's a 2 to 4 week build-up, and I've done lots of events in my career, dating back to the Police Athletic League, and to here, and yes, every year it gets bigger, every year we're more organized. We add things in. A couple of people you left out were at Clay Art Center and Neptune. I'm not sure what it's an artist that was selling art. So besides Carver Center, you know, we included more people from the town of Rye.
We had Westchester Harmony. We had a
Yes.
couple of young women, one singing, one reading poetry.
Yep. Yes, and what was it? Yes, and sponsored programs, all our like chess and culinary and everything. We're in the Oval Room. People were stopping there, asking about their programs, and overall, like Gary said, you know, I don't get to see a lot of it. I'm running around everywhere. Debbie had me on the phone, and the radio's going off calling me, and I'm getting another phone call, and you know, after the first hour, I calm down. But yes, it has gotten better and better. I want to thank all of you for the opportunity to do things like this. You know, it's very appreciative, and to see all the people and hear what they have to say. I did send all of you an email from one of the vendors who said it was the most organized event she's been to, and she thanked us. And that was one of the, I think she was a cookie maker who sold out. So the vendors did very well. The
Good.
food trucks did very well. Our parking for, what do you call it, for personnel over on Betsy Brown didn't work out so well. Because a lot of the locals parked on Betsy Brown, so I know Chief Dengler said he was 3/4 of the way down the block, almost near the light on Ridge Street. So I did bring up an idea to Debbie, and maybe we can talk with Rybrook about having all the dignitaries park in Rye Hills Park and just walk over. And, you know, limit who goes in there. Moving on though, tomorrow, the Journal News will be interviewing a Eagle Scout right here in the Great Hall. 4:30 tomorrow, so if you're interested, this young lady, I believe it was a young lady, am I wrong?
She's a scout
Yeah.
troop.
Yes, and she's done work here on benches, and the Journal News will be interviewing her. So if you have a chance, you know, stop by. Right, and that's all I have to say for now. Thank you. happy holidays to everybody, safe and healthy.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you. And Davey will be next with the finance report, but as he walks up, I just want to piggyback on something Tommy said. We had more events this year than last year, and our revenue was down slightly because we had more community events, what we call waived fees, school districts, municipalities, et cetera. And as Tommy said, we're here for the people. And even though we like to have income events, we serve the residents of the town of Rye and the municipalities and the school districts. And so we're really, really pleased when they take advantage of our facilities. It's a blessing to be able to do that for the school districts, for the two villages, fire departments, police departments, something we like to do. So, thank you.
Mrs. Crawford would be very happy what's going on here.
Yep.
Well, you wanted it busy.
That's right. I like to see stuff like this for the people, you know?
Well, I was at the holiday lights myself, so it was a great time. It was running around, they saw him running around all night. We passed the budget, and Randy brought up the point about the making whole for the municipalities. It's about $230 million for '24 that we had to make whole to the county, school districts, and the villages. So our receivables report through November, our outstanding receivables is 1.4 million, which is 0.60% of the levies, which is an outstanding, it's a very low amount for outstanding receivables, so which is good, allows us to invest the money with TD Bank and New York Class and earn interest. We have less interest and penalties, but lower receivables is good. But just to keep in mind that with the 230 million plus in levy, if another 1% or a large taxpayer doesn't pay their school taxes, we still have to make them whole. And if that would grow by 1%, it would be another 2.3 million. We would then be using all our fund balance to cover that. If it went beyond that, the town would have to go out and borrow with a TAN and incur legal costs, interest costs. So to deplete the fund balance more, we did take quite a bit, like 590,000 in this current budget. Depleted more than that in 1 year, just to reduce the tax levy would be
Imprudent. Imprudent.
Wouldn't be prudent. It wouldn't be prudent, and so we are factoring in. We do have a large fund balance that has grown due to good fiscal management, but it's a balancing act that we're maintaining.
Can I ask, what is the current rate of interest that's being earned in the funds that are invested?
It's approximately about 4%. So it varies between TD Bank and New York Class is offering a higher rate, and it does fluctuate, but it's a very good high interest rate that we're earning.
So it's essentially kind of like a money market rate.
Yes, and that we are restricted in terms of that the funds have to be backed and secured.
No Bitcoin.
So, what?
No Bitcoin.
Well, if we did,
We're considering it.
If we did Bitcoin, like 3 or 4 years ago,
Yeah.
it really would have worked out. But
One of the things I will say about Bitcoin is that the tax payment portal we set up can take Bitcoin because they translate it into dollars for us when it conveys.
Us in El Salvador.
say, I don't know, I guess half Bitcoin if you're less than half Bitcoin to pay your taxes. So we are
Has
good-
anyone now since you raised it, has anyone taken advantage of that?
We wouldn't know because we get the cash,
That would be
Right.
extraordinary.
but they can pay their taxes through PayPal.
How about you, Gary? Have you
Foreign currencies.
cashed in some of that Bitcoin?
I'm not talking.
Now would be the time to do it. And that's it.
And I know you have a receivable, in rem receivables that Jeff is working on. I don't know if Jeff is still on. No reason for him to be, but
There are some in-rem receivables
Yeah.
that are outstanding that Jeff has, yes.
Yeah, you made a great point that in terms of looking at the fund balance, a relatively small change in the percentage of taxpayers who are in default could really erode that, what's in effect an escrow pretty quickly.
Right, right.
yeah, that's why, Randy, if you, we, as you know, we've been very, very diligent in collecting the receivables. And if you look month after month, this month, the tax receivables are 0.60%. The month before was 0.64%. The month before was a little bit higher, so they've been coming down progressively, slowly, and that's to the benefit of the town.
That relatively thin margin is an important point, and if the next time there's a comment when that comes up in public discussion, I think, Gary, you should, it's a fine line. It doesn't take that much to really upset the apple cart.
Right, and if you know, the large taxpayers of the town, there's the top 10. If one of them starts to go in default, they ultimately will pay, but in the meantime, you know, we'll have to make the school districts whole in April for the school taxes that are in arrears, but, so.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
Madam Receiver, do you have something you would like to talk to us about?
I collect the taxes. Yeah, I have a couple of announcements. Yeah. Can you do it for me? Thank you. Just for reference, we want to remind all the property owners in the village of Portchester that the second installment of the village taxes are due by December 31st, 2024. You can conveniently pay on the town Rise website. You can mail in a check. You can put a check in our secure lockbox at Portchester Village Hall, or come into the office in person. Reminders, as a courtesy, have it mailed out. Yeah, thank you. Receipts will be mailed out if requested. Also, in second installment of the Portchester, thank you, Debbie. Portchester, Rhinebeck, and Blind Brook school districts are due by January 31st, 2025. That's it. We started collecting the taxes. Everything seems to be going smoothly. So,
Well,
basically.
let me just add to the reminder on the screen, and what Debbie said earlier, what you said. There are many ways to pay your taxes. It doesn't apply if your bank is paying your taxes. Just ignore it. Just look at the statement.
Right.
But if you are paying taxes yourself, there are many ways to pay. You can pay by cash, by check, by credit card, by ACH withdrawal. I personally would urge everybody to pay via ACH. It's not safe to carry cash. Checks sometimes get lost either in the mail. They won't get lost in the office. They could get lost in the mail, in which case you would get charged interest and penalty. Also, it takes a couple of days for a check to clear normally, especially a large one. And if you pay your tax at the end of the payment period and it comes in after the due date, even if you mailed it earlier, you're going to get charged interest and penalties. You can avoid all of that by paying by credit card or ACH. Credit card carries a larger fee. Am I correct? The ACH is $1.50 no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what the amount. You can pay $30,000, you get charged $1.50. It gets credited to your account immediately. It's the easiest way to do it. You can do it right on your computer. And pretty soon you'll be able to do it right on your phone.
Right.
So, I'm just pointing that out for everybody. And Carla, I just want to say, you've been the receiver now for what, a month, 2 months?
About a month and a half.
About a month?
Yeah.
You're doing a terrific job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know, is Jeff on for his town attorney's report? He's in Florida. He's probably already swimming in a pool somewhere. Yeah. Hope, your town clerk's report has been filed. Do you have anything you want to add?
Nothing to add, just wishing everyone a very peaceful holiday season.
Thank you. And I'm always going last. Today I'm going to go first on this. We're not going to have another meeting, unless we have a special meeting for some reason, until after the new year. So I want to wish everybody a very happy and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy New Year. And may the end of the year and the next year be filled with joy, happiness, and love. Thank you.
Very nice, you said it all.
I said it all?
Yeah, I just like Barry said, wish everybody a happy, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope you have a good one, and have a safe New Year. And we'll see you January 16th. And I hope you people come to the meeting.
Yeah, I will also reiterate glad tidings and wishing everyone a joyous holiday season. And looking forward, I wish everyone happy and healthy holidays, of course, and good things in the new year for all of us.
What's left?
Bah humbug.
Well,
Somebody had to say it.
I'm going to roll back a holiday and just say I'm thankful not only to be part of this council and community, but also to have all the chances to interact with the community around us, that being part of the town of Rye affords. And I think this recent celebration, and as well as the trunk or treat, it's just, I love all that we do for the people around us and the people of the town of the Rye, or the town of Rye, just doing so much, offering so much, and welcoming so much. So thankful to be part of this.
Can I rescind my vow? It's too late.
No, you're getting coal for Christmas, Mr. Sellier.
You know.
And you will.
The fact of the matter is, I still have in a little jar a Skippy peanut bar. Believe it or not, I once got a fine piece of Pennsylvania anthracite coal for Christmas.
And you still have it, so there you go.
It was kind of a joke, but because I was a good boy.
Okay, and with that, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you on the 16th.
Oh.